So this video is a bit of a tribute to the Brown album by Orbital, which was an album that came out in the 1990s, 93 I think it came out by Orbital. I think it was their second album, and for me it's a seminal album. It's one of the best dance music albums, one of my favourite albums of the 90s actually, to be honest. And I was just watching Orbital's performance at Glastonbury in 1994. If you know that this was actually one of the best live performances we'd seen at Glastonbury, certainly from a dance act. And I don't know if you can hear it or even see it, I've got it there in the background there. And when I saw this, I was just mesmerised. You know, when I saw this on TV, I wasn't lucky enough or just about old enough to actually go at that time to Glastonbury, but I just remember seeing it on TV because it was being replayed, and they had these special glasses that they made, and maybe able to see them there, that both of them are wearing, and the whole thing just looked so amazing, atmospheric, and they just looked really cool in that. And I just remember how much of an impression that made on me. So it made me think about the Brown album itself, which I'm very lucky to have a copy of on cassette actually. I've listened to it so many times, and I think it made a remarkable impression on me, you know, back then in the 1990s. And Orbital were just amazing, you know. They very much had their own unique style, but their music was just full of amazing sounds and, you know, really powerful. And I actually remember when I first heard the Brown album, it was before I actually really took that much of an interest. My cousin, who was really into his big speakers at that time, so I remember he put on the Brown album, and you know, it starts off with that sample from a Star Trek film. I think you all know the one if you've heard the album, and that loops. This sample, it's the sound of, for those Star Trek fans, it's of Lieutenant Worf looping around saying a certain phrase. Time becomes a loop, that's what it is, with that first track. And I was just blown away when I first heard that. And you know, I heard it on my cousin's ghetto blaster, and it just sounded so fantastic. I could really hear the kick drums coming through it. So yeah, if you haven't ever checked out the Brown album, do check it out from Orbital. I'll put some links in the description below, and if you've listened to it, let me know what you think of it.